Okay, on the back porch, containers. The lemons here are still, we got some that are hanging in, sizing up. It has lost some. I feel like it had a ton and it fell off. Oh, I actually haven't planted anything in here, but I guess I put compost in because it's got what I think are a pepper and tomatoes, lamb's quarter, and probably a ground cherry. Yeah, and this one, the other lemon, same thing. Lost some. The ones I have are starting to size up already, which is cool. Lime tree. I still have the one on there. Haven't had need for it, and sort of an experiment to see how long I'll hang on to its own. But they're looking quite good. I keep thinking I need to move them up the hill. Zoom in on these guys. This was an experiment in greens. I do have one little lettuce that's going to seed. This is lemon balm. I figured this would be a good place for it. These are all of the coleus they've started. Just these little trays. There's no drainage. And I'd already taken about half of them out, and they're apparently pretty happy in a confined space. So, this is some Swiss chard, because everybody says chard is a great heat tolerant, cold tolerant plant. I just never can even get it going because it gets eaten by things. So trying it in containers this year. Laurel tree, put it on new growth Baylor. It's the lemon that I grew from the seed. I don't know what it is. This is hodgepodge, like I do. Primarily these are cucamelons. They really got going. Some critters are already having some fun with them. But there's also sweet potato in there, so taking up the bottom of this big old planter. Same in the other this year. Celery. I happened upon, I was actually a school garden that had a box that said free plants, and it had a bunch of organic sweet potato slips, and I don't know how long they'd been there. Most of them were really sad looking because it had been hot. We had a little bit of a heat wave, but I took them home to see what happens. There's no harm in putting them in dirt and letting them go, especially because, you know, this is how far along my sweet potatoes are. I doubt there'll be any competition in this one for a while. Roselle, starting to put on flowers there. The peas have gone over. I just let them. I figure I'd let these last couple pods make seeds. Roselle's happy. My anise hyssop with a little bee visiting it. Big container back here. This is the black strawberry tomato. Do have these, not all of my peas, none of them did much this year, but same thing, go up that goes, a sugar snap, Louis is a purple potted pea. The black strawberry here. These guys draw plenty of evidence. Like they've been kind of in this state. They've been like in stasis for a while. I don't know why they haven't been finishing getting ripe. I'm guessing maybe because it was just too hot. I don't know. This is a Charleston gray watermelon that was sinking below the strawberries and is getting decimated. But yeah, we're going in, so it's good. It's even got a little maybe bud there. Alright, so that's the big containers. The rose campion definitely needs to be divided. Has kind of come and gone in the last 2 weeks. Same for the daylilies. Up here is my wall of mulch. My husband came across open bags, which means they're half price at the big box store. And he came home very proud and was very happy. Alright, so there's my apple tree looking kind of sad. Cucumbers. I decided to grow in pots because I also have limited success with these guys historically. There you go. And I've actually been getting some cucumbers out of them. But there's also, let's see something happening back there. There's also been a whole mess of squash bugs on it, so I'm sure that won't last long. Other apple tree that I actually topped because I was having some problems. Tomato, put some other tomatoes in the ground. I took a look at my big tree there. Big tree is looking happy. Probably needs to be repotted. That was one I got from plant sale that was just a cutting. This also was just a cutting, and it's been super sad. And I tried to sort of see what was going on. I think the soil that it's in, just like the pH is maybe wrong, and it doesn't have enough tolerance for it because it's turned all kind of colors and lost its leaves. It was doing good. Or maybe I just overwatered it, I'm not sure. The other one that's back here is doing a little bit better. Still green, still putting on growth. It does have a little bit of damage to it though, but again, hard for me to tell if that's its soil or if that's from, you know, the heat or underwatering. Mimosa, dug up from the front yard for my in-laws, and then here in the greenhouse I've taken out most of the things that I can find places for, so I'm just gonna grow some things in the greenhouse this year and see how it goes. Let's see where I got some critters, some kind of little beetles, an eggplant, but I got a flower, flowers on it. These guys, this keeps happening. It has a little bit of sunburn mixed with maybe nitrogen deficiency to feed them. Zinnia, blue basil, that from Baker Creek. These are all peppers I need to pot up. Here are seedlings that have been completely neglected and were underwatered. This is dill I just need to put out. It's a kale plant, and kale just seems to be very hardy. And then poppies, I had them going good, and then they just all went over. Same thing, and it was like a watering issue because these asters kind of need different water, and or what, or maybe you just can't grow poppies this way. I don't know. Maybe you just need to try and direct seed, even though almost nothing likes to be direct seeded in my yard. Garden mess. Here's the other sweet potatoes. The ones seem less likely to live. Lobelias that like it shady and wet. So they're down here. So with some things that I took out of some tiny pots that weren't big enough but to go out but needed to be potted up. These were some ground cherries. You can see they're not happy here at all. It's like not enough light, I think, is what's happening there. I got enough ground cherries. I'm not even sure why I'm trying there. My one comfrey plant, and that's actually germinated. And these are double hollyhocks back here. And I did try separating these. I think these are ones that I had read didn't like to have their roots disturbed, so I just tried to separate one to see what would happen, and I did find those are the Watchman red hollyhocks. This is a catnip. That was a pepper that's been growing out in the yard that was sad, and I replaced it with a bigger one. Same thing there. More catnip. Oh, already going to flower. It's not happy, huh? A little stressed out. Some English thyme. Parsley I was trying to get going. Probably need to find spots for these guys. I think they're big enough now. And then these are all the peppers I'm going to try to keep in pots here. And I believe these guys back here are paprikas. And now I got a pimento, and there's just one. This is one red pepper, I believe, and then that is a habanada, which is a very short and sort of a lot more foliage in these guys on the habanadas than on the other ones. But so far so good. growing in the greenhouse. I just potted them up the other day, so they seem to be doing all right, putting on flowers, not unhappy with their situation. And I think that brings us to the end of containers.